Hi, this is Ben Ripley with Sunny Skies CBD in Durand, Wisconsin. We shot our first lab tour video back in April of 2020, but it's been almost a year and a half and we've come a long way and we wanted to shoot another. We believe in radical transparency, and one of the ways we do that is by making our lab available for tours anytime that we're open, whether you're a retail customer or a wholesale account. We have a retail store in the front of our lab where our tinctures, topicals, gummies, pet products, and bath and body CBD products are sold. But I'm going to show you the lab and you can follow me. We are a licensed grower in the state of Wisconsin, and we have a 17-acre farm about a mile down the road from our lab where we grow our own CBD and CBG. Here is some of the biomass from our crop last year. We grow only one strain of CBD, Hawaiian Haze, and one strain of CBG, Stem Cell. That makes it so each batch of distillate we make is as close to identical as possible to the batch before, which means we can make consistent, high-quality product. Our CBD biomass from 2020 tested at 13% CBD, and our CBG biomass tested at over 15% total cannabinoids and over 8% CBG. All of our hemp, of course, was tested for contaminants as well: heavy metals, microbial contamination, pesticides, and mycotoxins, and tested clean for all contaminants. Now I'm going to show you some of our processing equipment. This is the room where the processing takes place. We use a supercooled ethanol extraction process. Right now we're here bright and early before the team can get in here and start running the noisy machines. But Coogan is reclaiming some ethanol with the roto evaporator there. But the first step of the process is a supercooled ethanol extraction using this Ethos 6. So how it works, you fill this chamber here with hemp biomass, and then these tanks are filled with supercooled ethanol, cooled to negative 80 degrees Celsius. And this machine passes the ethanol through the hemp material and pulls out the cannabinoids and other useful components of the plant. And the byproduct of this process is raw crude, ends up in this tank. Next, we evaporate off some of that ethanol. Pretty cool here, this tank allows us to reuse the water, but this makes it so the crude is a refined crude without residual ethanol. We then take that crude to a full spectrum CBD distillate with this wiped film molecular still distillation system. The process for processing to a full spectrum distillate is the same for both CBD and CBG, but if we wanted to make a broad spectrum distillate that's 0.00% THC, we use this machine here. This is a reverse phase flash chromatography machine. And the byproduct of the THC remediation process is a broad spectrum distillate that is 0.00% THC. Now, because ethanol is introduced during this process to make distillate, every batch of distillate we make, whether it's full spectrum or broad spectrum distillate, is third-party lab tested for residual solvents to make sure there's no residual ethanol. Now off to the production floor to see where the product's made. In addition to being a licensed grower and processor, our lab is also a licensed food manufacturing plant. Tiffany, what does that mean for us?
We have to follow strict GMP requirements such as SOPs, sanitation, and record keeping. What I mean by SOP is it's basically a recipe that we follow that helps us maintain a high quality, consistent product.
In addition to strict adherence to SOPs, we also test each batch of product we make twice. Once in our lab using our equipment, which I'll talk about later, and then once by a third-party lab. We take a random sample from each batch of product and send that to a third-party lab for testing. When we've received the lab results back for that batch of product, we then move it to inventory. And we store inventory both with the Sunny Skies CBD label and with no label for white label customers. Now I'll show you where the internal lab testing takes place. So I explained that every time we make a batch of product, we take a random sample from that batch and send it to a third-party lab for testing. We also offer third-party lab testing as a service here at Sunny Skies. Hunter, what is some of this equipment in here?
So for our testing options, we have 2 sets of machines. This is our HPLC, where we test for potency. We're able to identify 11 different cannabinoids and quantify them. And then further down here, we have our GC, which is gas chromatography. We use this to measure residual solvents.
Thank you for watching our 2021 lab walkthrough video. If you have any questions or would like to take advantage of any of our services or products, please reach out to sales@sunnyskiescbd.com. Thank you.